Emperor Trump, maybe.
He might do. He's just had that big thing, didn't he? Did you see them all
Oh,
at the White House?
and then they had a
And
fight.
well, it was so funny because the media reported it as like fight breaks out at far right thing, and you're like, it's not far right. It's like a good it's influencers, social media people. But then when you looked it up, it was someone from CNN starting the fight.
Well,
You were
look,
like, wait,
look at
what?
that fucking demented fucking lunatic that firebombed the immigration centre,
Oh
the
yeah,
refugee place. He set it on fire to set them free.
I know. And he was going for the big gas storage thing. You know, the big
Yeah.
that he was just going to
What was he
blow the
trying to
whole thing.
set? What was he trying to set them free from? Life.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, they're calling him a martyr, and you know what, man?
Martyr. That's the
Yeah,
wrong word. They've spelt fucking lunatic wrong.
I know, but
Terrorist.
that is very, and I'm talking like big people, you know, like that Steve King and all that, you know, the guy that pretends to be black, people with millions of followers, straight away calling him a martyr, saying this is what needs to be done. The way they're framing it is. Concentration camps cannot be tolerated and must be shut down by any means necessary.
Why didn't they want to do this when Obama had them?
I don't know. I really don't know, man.
Why
I
didn't
mean, well, it's
anyone give a shit when he was deporting way more people and separating
yeah,
families? Why didn't anyone care? Why do we only care when the weird guy with little hands and the funny haircut does it?
yeah. I know. Well. He's just changed asylum law, hasn't he? I mean, it's going to be challenged, obviously. But have you seen this thing?
No,
That is,
go on.
but this is the amazing thing, and he's played a fucking blinder with this because whilst everyone's doing hashtag I stand with Ilan Omar because he did that go back to Somalia stuff essentially, didn't he? And I know there was caveats in it where he said go there, sort that out, and then come back and tell us how you did it. So it was technically it wasn't really a go back where you came from,
No.
but it was as well. Whilst everyone, including Boris Johnson, he got asked about it. Theresa May, Jeremy Corbyn was virtue signalling over, saying how he's a racist and it's disgusting. Whilst everyone is holding arms and singing Kumbaya and lighting candles for the fact that they're not racists, he changed the asylum laws in one of the biggest moves he's done since becoming president, where anyone who has touched another country before hitting the Mexican border is denied now. That's the rule he's brought in. So specifically, unless you're Mexican or from a couple of very specific countries, just a couple, but any of these, so it's going to, I think about 95% of the people at the border are going to be turned away now. And Mexico are with him on it. Mexico are like, yeah, we don't fucking want them either.
Well, it's a
They're
thing.
like,
It's a bit like when that was suggested here, wasn't it? Why these, all these people that are crossing every European state
mm.
coming here, and it's like the minute you said that, you racist bastard.
Well, it's to the strict letter of international treaties. It is the asylum is the next the next safe bordering country, isn't it?
Yes, it should
Um,
be.
and so that's all he's doing. He's just back into that sort of default, but nobody's talking about it. Nobody cares. No, whereas you remember when he did the flight ban from the 7 countries and all that, people were in airports losing their mind, dressed like they're in the Handmaid's Tale, freaking the fuck out, fight, all that shit. They're all freaking out about his tweets, which he doubled down on. He doubled down on the next day. When he did his talk, um, not his talk. He did a big rally that everyone's showing that clip of them going, send her back.
Yeah.
What they don't show, and I watched it today, it was one of the best speeches he's ever fucking given. It was so good. Not a single Democrat running is capable. No, and the thing is, they showed it in full on Fox News, the most watched news thing. So most people are seeing that. Twitter aren't talking about it, but what most people saw was this epic speech that mainly focused on jobs, the economy, had people losing their fucking mind. And then one by one, the squad, the 4 girls, Cortez, Ilan, who obviously go back to Somalia, and then the other 2, I can't remember the names now. He went through each one of them saying all the worst things about them, basically, fucked up the Amazon deal. Ilan is an anti-Semite. She's been found supporting Farrakhan, and she's been, and she said that thing about 9/11 being something that happened.
Oh God, yeah.
He even said that she married her own brother. Which again is coming out. So whilst everyone else is going, I stand with her, he's listing all these things, and I suspect he knows that it's going to come out that that's true, that she did marry her own brother, because
Yeah.
it's already been confirmed. Her and her husband both had a father that had the exact same name. That's how far the investigation is. And
That's
what
keeping
he's
it
done,
close in the family, isn't it?
but what he's done though, and I don't usually buy into this 4D chess bollocks, but what he's done is he's got everyone on the Democrats and loads of people at the Twitterati to all put them front and center whilst they're tanking in the polls. Like Cortez and Ilan. Ilan is doing really, really bad. She's hated. She's severely hated. Cortez is got very high recognition, but people hate her. They fucking hate her.
Because
So
she's
he's
fucking mental.
just before he did this so-called racist tweet.
Graham, 1 second.
Go on.
Nat, thank you very much.
Oh, you hero. Thank you, Nat. Thank you so much. I'll buy a new camera with that. No, I'm not, because this one works. It's fucking blue lights up. Anyway. So just before he did this tweet and just before he changed the asylum law that no one's talking about, this poll came out to show that the squad, those 4 girls, are hated. Like, they're bringing the Democrats down. They're very well known, but they're disliked. And the Democrats were starting to make moves to get rid of them, to primary them out. They were going to totally remove Cortez's district. They were gone. But now Trump has forced them to stand arm in arm with him and be like, yeah, I stand with them. Because what else could they do? He was racist towards them.
Thing is, when Trump first came in, we said he'd be back in 2020. And no one is working harder to make sure that happens than the Democrats.
Oh, no, God, yeah. Yeah.
No one's working on it. It's fucking hilarious. And I, for one, and I'm no fan of Donald Trump, the individual, as you know, but I, for one, cannot wait for the tears when he's voted. Oh, I just did the OK sign by mistake. I cannot wait for the tears that are going to erupt from the left when Trump is voted back in. The outrage across the globe.
Yeah, God, yeah.
All the virtual signals, like our mutual acquaintance who we occasionally hear from online, he'll be beside himself. It will be fucking beautiful. Because if there's one thing I do love about Donald Trump, and I'm not going to lie, if there's one thing I love, it's that whether by design or just by being Donald Trump, he infuriates people who are authoritarian pricks, and he drives them fucking berserk. And for whatever else he does, good, bad, or indifferent, I will always love the rage tears that he brings out in people. It makes me so very happy to see it every time he fucking tweets, no matter how mushed up it is and fucking ridiculous. Reading the comments underneath, it could make a grown man cry with happiness.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. The man's an ass, but in terms of politically, everyone's going on about him being president with no experience. But oh my god, dude, he's fucking caught up quick. He is playing the political sphere like a master right now, like an absolute master. Because he knows that the media is dying. He knows that they're failing. I mean, as soon as the Trump, the Russia scandal disappeared, CNN and MSNBC have been tanking in ratings. They need Trump to do a racist tweet. Yeah. They fucking need it for clicks. They need it to put their kids through college. So even though they know they'll be having the same conversation we are, that he's just playing them. He's playing them to make sure that the terrible socialist Democrats that are going to lose 2020 are front and center.
Well, not just that. The man's not a fool.
No, of course.
He's not. And he knows how to play to his core very, very well. He knows his core will forgive him if he tells a little fib. If he writes something that makes no sense, no matter what he says, it doesn't matter. His core like him. And all the left are doing is further strengthening his core support and making it far more, like I say, 2020 is going to be epic. Now, Bogio says, but he has to run the country as well. I can't help with that. All I do know is I've just told you what I enjoy about it. It's like if we get Boris Johnson when we get Boris Johnson as the UK Prime Minister, there is no two ways about this. He's going to be, to use an expression from our colonial cousins over there in the States, a hot mess. It's going to be, but at the same time, God, it's going to be enjoyable. Oh my days. There's going to be so much to talk about. It's going to be wonderful. And, you just have, too many people look at the cloud and not the silver lining, in my opinion. You need to look at the silver lining a little more. So, yeah, that's my take on it. Donald Trump, 2020. That's